what it's like to be on the same page so much with this receiving core as opposed to last year where, you know, you were introducing yourself to each other more or less and learning about each other as things going on?
Yeah, it's just great, you know, working with guys like Tony, Mumphrey, Burbridge, Kings, all those guys, guys like Troop, but you know, going, you know, back from the season that we had last year and, you know, building the chemistry that we had and then, you know, taking that into spring ball and then taking that into fall camp, you know, it's just great, you know, knowing where guys are going to be at, knowing, you know, how, you know, different guys go up for a ball compared to others, knowing how some guys run routes differently than others, but just having that chemistry is great.
Tony says you're making the receivers better than the receivers are making you better because you're reading things.
I don't know about that. I know today I had a really lousy ball. It was one-on-one coverage. Tony ran a fade, and Arjun was right on him. And I tried to throw a back shoulder, and it was basically at Arjun's back. And then Tony went up right over Arjun, just plucked it off his back. So I would say he's making me better right there.
Would you agree with Tyler? He said that Lippett is clearly your number one receiver. Do you think that, Connor?
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely number one.
Hey, talk a little bit about 37 over there. He said he might have been hinting to you during the offseason that, hey, I'm available. You know, I'm a weapon here. Use me. Talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, Trevin's just, you know, he's so versatile, and then he's so smart too. You know, we were actually talking in the quarterback meeting room. You know, who's the most valuable player on this team? Who's the overall best football player on this team? And we think, you know, he's he's running or in the running for that award. And that's just like in the quarterback meeting room. We're just talking amongst ourselves. But you know, he changes plays. If I call something wrong in the huddle on accident, he'll switch it. You know, he's so smart. He's crafty. He's such a good cut blocker. He can take you high. He can take you low. He's got good hands. And then the scrimmage, he caught a fader out at the sideline. Sorry about that. But he's versatile. He's smart. And he's just a great football player. And he's a great person.
But he's a fullback. He's not supposed to be that smart. He's supposed to be a meathead, right?
I don't know. The people in Portsmouth, Ohio, are here are really, really smart. So, you know, he's got great football knowledge, and I'm just so lucky to have him as a fullback right back there with me.
You talked about Tony being number one, but Mark talked a lot about the depth at receiver. How much of a luxury is that for you with all those guys?
Yeah, it's great. You know, I would say, yeah, Tony is probably my go-to guy, but then, I mean, you have guys like A.J. Troop, who's another big X. You got guys like Keith Mumphrey, who's fast and can run by anyone, or Aaron Burbridge, who's versatile, and McGarrett Kings and Matt Maxud and R.J. Shelton. I can go on forever, but you know, being a quarterback, having the luxury of having those guys, you know, around me, you know, like I said before, where I can just throw it up and they can make every single 50-50 ball today in practice they made. So or they made the catch. So you know, having guys like that out there that can go up and make those grabs, those tough catches, it's awesome being a quarterback, and it just reassures me.
Connor, last year, basically the edict was don't let the offense cost us a game with a mistake and we'll be all right. This year, you guys get to go out and win some. How much are you relishing the fact that you are now the senior part of this team and you guys are the ones that everyone's talking about?
Yeah, I'm just really excited, you know, along with everyone else on offense, and we just know, you know, how good we can be, and we're just ready for the season. We're chomping at the bit, so we're ready to get out there.
How much does having a Gleicher or Chimera in the backfield, how much does that enhance offense and the options that you have?
It enhances a lot, actually. You know, you got, you know, obviously, you know, you want to get two running backs back there, but, you know, we can, you know, mix it up and have a running back and a tight end where, you know, if no one comes, you know, Gleichert's supposed to block, you know, Mike to Sam. If Mike and Sam don't come, he releases, he can get out in a route. So, you know, that's, you know, a bigger target than a running back. So in case guys don't blitz, you know, I want to throw a check down. Gleichert gets out, that's a bigger target for me. So we're just, you know, expanding the playbook, trying to be as versatile as possible.
How's it worked so far?
It's doing great. You know, we did a lot of that stuff in the scrimmage.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a Gleichert having a chip block too. You know, some guy or Craig, I forget his last name, but he's a big freshman, big defensive tackle. Craig Evans was trying to fight. O'Connor was in. He was, you know, almost going to slip in because he was on the center, and then Gleichert comes in and does a chip, knocks him flat on his back, and then goes out in a route. So Gleichert's a good blocker and he's a good catcher.
So how many people are working at that spot then? Gleichert.
Yeah, at the tight end spot.
Well, I thought you were just at the H-back.
At the H-back, yeah, you got Gleichert and Chimura, Josiah. Those guys are usually back there. So. Good group of guys.
I know you've been asked about Arnett. Would you mind answering that question?
Oh yeah, and DeAnthony went bananas in the scrimmage, as you guys saw. Almost had 200 yards receiving. Mm-hmm. I know O'Connor threw him a deep post route for like 40+ yards that got called back. So you add 40 to 188, so he would have had well over 200. But you know, DeAnthony's just a great player. He's slippery. In the open space, guys can't really, tackle him. He's got good juke moves, and he's comfortable. This is his third year here at Michigan State. He's not thinking as much as he was early on, and he's a deep threat as well, as you guys saw in the scrimmage.
Is it a night and day thing from 2 years? I mean, you've been here with him all this time. Just the transformation you've seen?
Yeah, because when he came in, he was just thinking a lot, and you could see that, and you saw, this past spring he was more comfortable not thinking, just going out there and playing, and then, he's made an even bigger jump from the spring till now. So, that receiving spot, with all those guys competing and stuff, especially
Slot?
with DeAnthony, at the slot position, or you got guys all over, but DeAnthony really proved himself in the scrimmage on Saturday.
Connor, was it fun just to have a scrimmage and get away from the grind of every day?
For sure, that's us going out there and playing football. We're not doing the individual drills. We're not, working on our handoffs and our footwork. We just get to go out there and play football. So that's what everyone looks forward to. And, it's just fun for us to go out there and just cut it loose.
How would you assess the performance of Andre Sims? Do you think he's played himself into the mix? Do you think he's in the mix yet? Outside of it, what do you think?
Yeah, he definitely hasn't hurt himself. In the scrimmage, he helped himself out a lot. He had 146 yards or 160, whatever it was. But, him and DeAnthony were just, burning guys deep left and right. But, Andre, again, this is his fourth year in the program. He's smart, knows the offense, and really hasn't dropped any balls this camp so far and has made the 50-50 catches. So it just, kind of boosts the competition for that wideout spot.
Coach C has always
that?
has always talked about a balanced offense. Is this as much balance and as much as you can keep defenses off balance with your ability to run or pass or do all kinds of things that you've seen?
Yeah, I think we're really balanced. You look at the tight end spot and we're deep. You look at the wide receiver spot and we're deep. The running back spot, I think I said that, I don't know. But, going down the line, everyone, you got guys at tight end that can make plays. You got Jeremy Langford and Nick Hill who can make plays on the ground. Anytime you have a good running game, that takes pressure off the quarterback. But when you got a good passing game too, it just makes everything better. But, you got guys down the line. I can go on for days on offense. But, showing what we did in the scrimmage, obviously need to run the ball a little bit more effective. But today we ran the ball great. And really we're opening up those holes for the running back.
Can you see how that affects your own defense and how that will look forward going against opposing defenses?
Yeah, we got one of the best defenses in the Big Ten in the country, and one of the best the best defensive coordinator out there. And for the success that we've been having so far in our defense right now, it just shows us that sky's the limit this year for us on offense.
Now, what did you say in terms of? Was there any audibling going on, or was it all scripted?
It was all scripted, but I have the free range. If I want to check or if I want to change the play, I can do that. But there were really no checks or no looks from the defenses today that made me want to check.
What did you see from the offensive line, kind of, especially the tackles and the ends, the ones one against the ones Saturday?
Yeah, they're a solid group, and they know each other and they mesh well together. You got guys like Travis Jackson, who's experienced. Jack Conklin, Jack Allen, Connor Cruz, and they're just a solid group. And you got guys, back up like Dennis Finley, Brian Allen's working in there with the twos, and then Cody Keeler. But they're just a solid group. Coach Staten gets them ready. And they're just, I think it all starts with Coach Staten, and Coach Staten's a genius. And the protections that they're working, guys that they're picking up, guys that they shouldn't be picking up, but they are, just shows you how smart the O-linemen are.
Good protection then for you?
Yes, perfect protection.
What about like when a Jack goes against one of those, or older guys? Those must be good battles, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. You got like Jack Conklin. You talking about Jack? Yeah. So you got Jack Conklin going up against Marcus Rush or Shalik Calhoun, and he does an excellent job. I stand back there and I trust my offensive line, and I can go through my reads and I stand back there with confidence. Going up against an All-American and Shalik, an All-American and Rush. Great defensive tackles and Kittredge and then Joel Heath or whoever's in, or LT Lawrence Thomas. So going up against those guys, for as good as they are and for how good our O-lineman is, or how good our O-linemen are protecting me, it just reassures me and boosts my confidence even more.
What's it like for a quarterback staring down a guy like Malik McDowell on the other end of the line?
Pretty intimidating, he's like 8 feet tall, 340 pounds, whatever he is. But just being a freshman and being that big, and he's only gone through like a month and a half of college lifting. So imagine what he's going to look like, after the winter program and stuff like that, going into spring ball next year. But he's just super talented, long arms, can bat the ball down, and just obviously has a very bright future.